So thank you so much for having me today, and I'm really so happy to explain this. So my session will be what I should learn in 2020 as first programming language. So I'm sure that everyone trying to learn how to code, and especially for non-technical people, and especially now everyone using computers, their mobile devices, and it's really important to know how we can to use them very properly and to understand how is the softwares and application is working. So as also we are using those devices to manage many aspects of our daily lives. So let's start. So what I will speak today is before getting to which is the most easy language to start learning is why coding is important, and also best programming language to learn, since there is a lot of programming language, so we have to know how to choose what the right one for us and why we need it, why Python, and what is Python and what is used for, and then we will start having some fun and do some coding. Okay, let's start. So why coding is important? As I have mentioned now, we are always using our computers, mobile devices. So in everywhere you go, you will find the technology has implemented in every place. So even now in the data management, so everything is done digitally. So healthcare, communication, banking, traveling. So every field and every job now has to have some skills and technology, and it's managed by computers and other technology devices. Also, I think everyone have noticed that coding skills right now is not only for the technical position or for the IT department. So many of different jobs has required some basic coding skills or some basic technology knowledge. So it's really important now to be aware of those skills. Also, better problem solving. So first, if you have some basic coding skills or you have even the advanced coding skills, you will be better problem solving, not even in your job, but also in your general life. So you will thinking like a programmer, so everything will be just solved easily. And basically because coding forces you to you can say like to divide it or to split a problem onto a small series, so you can solve it step by step, and also to be more confident. So you were asking how is coding making me so more confident. So for non-technical people, I'm sure that in your workplace sometimes you have heard one of your IT department members or in their daily talking, they explaining some new tools, new software, but you were not understanding what they are talking about. So having those basic skills will make you understand what they are talking about, how is that software is working, or how it was built. So also in this case will help you to ask better questions, having secure and confident conversations about some technical terms, so you will be able to understand those technical words, like for example implementing a software. So maybe in the first you will be not understanding what they mean by implementing, but starting from your learning coding, you will definitely understand those technical words. Better and calm. So as I have mentioned in my previous slides, so coding is not only for technical people. So now, as I said, in some many jobs, you will have noticed in the job description that you require some coding skills. So you will see that the salaries for people who have some coding skills and some computer skills, they have better income from people who are not having those skills. So also in your jobs searching for people who have some coding skills, you will have like a better chance to get that job from other people. And of course, there is a lot of important reason why coding is important, but those are some, maybe you can say the main of some example of why. Okay. So, best programming language to learn. So, as you see, Python in the top, Java, C, C++, JavaScript, Go programming language, R, Swift, PHP, and C#. Of course, there is more than that, but as you can see, this is the most maybe used language those years. All right. So why Python? Why I have chosen Python, not any of the other programming language? So as you have, I assume that you have never have coding in your life. So, and you start thinking to learn how to code. So you start with Python because Python is really easy to use. You don't have like a complex syntax. It's really easy and simple, and it's powerful. Great choice for beginners and for experts also. And to do coders in few steps comparing to other programming languages as C, C++, and it's really easy to understand and to read the code. So what is Python? So in general, Python is a famous programming language, which is general purpose coding. So unlike HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that are using for web development, for example, it can also use it for types of software development, and including also the back-end development, data science, and writing some system scripts. So Python is not a specific or a type of coding, so you can use it in different industry or different programming things like web development, software, and other things as data science. So in general, if you want to learn Python, you don't have just to developing some softwares or web application, but you can also do the scripting language, using it as scripting language. So the meaning of scripting language is that you will implement a series of tasks, or automate a series of tasks into many tasks. So it will be automated, so you don't have to go and do a several tasks each one. You can have to wait and do it done. Okay, the next task. No, you can use Python to be automated all those tasks, and you can have save some time and work in another different thing. So it's also used for scientific computing and data science, machine learning, and as I have said, in many different things. Okay, so let's start. So I will ask you to open this website in your laptop or your computer, and you will start do some coding. So I will see in the comment that you have already opened the link. Okay, I'm waiting for you. Okay, let's start. So like every language, will start printing hello world as first line. So we will type print parentheses, double quotes, and try it hello world, like this. And then click here on run, and you will see here hello world. So now I will explain the meaning of this line. So as first, here, hello world inside those double quotes, it's called strings. So strings, it means a sequence of characters that's define something, or we can say once we define something as a string, it cannot be changed. So what we put here inside the double quote as a string and printed, it cannot be changed because we have defined this string, and you will see it on the screen. It has printed to show us as hello world. We can print anything, like, for example, just type any string and any characters, like for example my name, and see, it will just print it. So does this line work good to you, girls? Okay, perfect. So I also will explain other things on this line. Sorry. So what if I have typed only one single quote here, but I didn't close it after I have typed my string or my characters, and I have just clicked on run. So you will see here an error saying syntax error. So it's really important to type double quote. But also in Python, you note that, let me 1 second, I can also type only one single quote like this and print it and give me the same result. Also, what if I did not close the parentheses and I clicked on run? It will show the same thing and have error, but of course with different syntax error. Okay. What else? Yeah. What if I have used the curly brackets, not the parentheses, like this, as you see, and then click on run, and also it's invalid syntax. So it's really important to follow those line. When you have type print, you have to input also the parentheses, double quote or single quote, and then inside it the string or the character that you need to print it. So let's also print some different things. So as I said, those are a string characters, but also I can print numbers. So for example, I will put this number 5. 1 second, yeah. As you see, print parentheses 5, but 5, it's a number, it's not a character. So we don't put the single quote or the double quotes. And then we click on run, and you will see it printed as 5. So everything is clear until now. Let me know in the comments. So let's try something different now. Something called a variable. What is variable? So at first, let me define you what is the meaning with variable. So variable is like a reserved memory or allocation. So like you have a small box, you will reserve it for a variable. It's a reserved location to store the value inside it. So what is mean? For example, I have a variable and I will name it A. So the variable A, I will refer it to a value. So I will type a space equal space, and for example, this a is equal 9. So it means I assign this value to the variable named a. I assign the 9 to a variable named a. Okay. Then I will type print parenthesis and a. And of course, in this case, so a is a string. Yes, it's it's a character. That's correct, but it's not a string. So we don't put the double quotes. Because as I said before, the double quotes is just for something that we have defined it and it cannot be changed. So that's why in the variable we don't need the double quote, because we don't need it. We don't need the Python to print as a. We need to print the the value that inside a. So and click on run and see it will print 9. So I'll explain it again. So the variable a refers to the value 9. Let's try with something else. For example, I will type for example, and I will run it. And you will see it's 10. But of course, if you made a mistake, and in this case, and you have printed with double quotes, what you will see here, it's a. So you are printing the character that you defined it to not be changed. But here we don't need to print the character, but we need to see the value that refers to the variable. So is everything clear until now? So for the variable a, it does not mean that we only can print numbers. It doesn't mean that it only refers to numbers, but also it can refer to a string. So for example, now let's type some string, double quote. It's the same thing. You type the variable a, b, whatever it was, then space equal space, and now we will type the string, and of course we don't forget the double quote or the single quote. And for example, let's type women coding, and then of course print a and click on run. See? So for the variable, it can contain strings or number. Okay. So also, before we move, let's type something different on the variable. So we can type on the same time a different variable. For example, so we have the first line called a equal women coding. We can also add another variable, for example, b equal, and for example, what I have type cake, for example. Then we just print it a plus b. So it will shows me what inside the variable a and b. So as you see here, women coding tech. So as you have noticed here, the word coding and tech, there is no space between them. So if you want to have the space between the two string, what we can do here is, see, so after the plus, can have space, space and another single quotes, and then plus, and then B. So in this case, you'll see women coding tick, and we have the space between coding and tick. So here, Python will understand the plus sign. It's not adding. It's not like the numbers. You know, when you add like 2 plus 2, it's 3. No, it's understand it. We have the word. It's called. I forgot the word. Yeah, it's concatenation. So it will. It's not like in math way. It add. No, it will just. It's like add to string, but it's not like in mathematically type add. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions until now. I will check the comments. So after we have done the variables, we understand what is the meaning of a string. Now we will go to something else called input, which is a function. So in the input, we will ask the user to type a string. So not us who will define that string, no, but the user who will add that string. So we will just type the line asking for the user, for example, to type his name. For example, let's start. Okay, I will remove this. I hope everything is okay. So for example, we have the variable called welcome. Equal. And we'll type the string hello. Okay. In the second line, we will type print. Code, please enter your name. Please, after your name, you see a space. Okay. Then name, we asking about the name. So the name equal space equal input and parentheses. Parentheses. And second line. So after the user types his name or her name, we want to say hello to that user. So before I type the last line, we just type this. Okay, enter here. We'll see what we'll see on the second screen. So just click on run. So you will see here, please enter your name. And I will type my name. And the execution of this line has done. But what if we want to say hello to that user? So after he writes his name, he will see hello and then to that user. So also we continue writing here, print, parentheses as usual, welcome, with no double quotes because it's not a string, plus single quotes to make the space, plus name. And then click on run. So let's say, please enter your name. I will enter my name. And after I enter my name and click on enter. Oh, sorry, I think I have made a mistake. Oh, so when I have defined the variable welcome, here I have typed the W is capital W. So when I have here clicked print welcome with small w, so for Python, the second welcome with a small or minuscule w, it's another variable. Okay, then let's continue. Would you recommend any courses or where to start? So you will actually, there's a lot of websites with online coursing. I will type in the comments one of them. It's like Udemy. It's really nice. And there's a lot of free courses. On LinkedIn also you will find some courses. So you have just to type online courses, but I'm using Udemy a lot. And there is Linda. So what I recommend starting when you start learning the basics of the language. After that, try to do some small projects so you can improve your skills and you were able to work. And for example, yes, Linda from LinkedIn. So the input function, until now we have worked with a string, but also we can ask the user to print a number. But we will find something new in this case. We can just type the number without define the number as an integer. So what is the meaning of integer? So the integer, it's meaning for the negative or positive number and with no decimal. So it's full number. It's negative, yes, or positive, but it's only full number, like 3, 4, or -4, -3, but we cannot define integer for example, 5.5, 0.2. It's supposed to be a full number. Okay, let's type something. Print, sorry. So as you see here, there is a red line because I have deleted the variable welcome. So please enter and change this. Please enter a number. Then we will define the number here. And here, of course, a number is an integer, so we have to type it int, another parenthesis, as you see here. And don't forget to close it. Okay. Now you ask for, yes, that's it. We don't need this line anymore. Okay, perfect. Let's click on run. Please enter a number. So for example, I will type 7 and that's it. Okay. What if I type 5.7, for example, and you'll see an error. So the integer is not defined for the decimal numbers, it's only for completed numbers. Let's also try it with different number and for -9, for example. So it works. So for now, that's it. So as first starting learning Python, we have the variable. What is the difference between the string and integer, and for the input function. So I think I'm done here. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm really sorry for making you waiting for me, but yeah. So my advice for non-technical learners, coding is not really hard, and you don't have to be a computer science student to learn it. So you can start with the basics and go step by step and trying to make a small programming or application that depends on which language you are learning. There's a lot of resources in internet, in Google, in YouTube, in different online website courses, and it's really easy and simple. But the most important that you have to try to implement what you have learned, even in your daily life. For example, if you start learning some Android application or something, so you have to start to create an application for you or for website, how you can develop it. So you have to start your website. So you have to actually apply what you have learned in your daily life. So in that case, you will be advanced, and it's not only for knowing the basics. So also for if you start learning some coding, it's not that meaning you have to be a programming development or an engineer. So I mean, if you don't want to do that, so it's just you learn it and make your life easy, help you to finish your work. So if you need to create your personal website or to run your business, you don't have to buy some expensive resources. While you can just do it by yourself. It's easy. Have to rely on others to help you how to create it or how to manage it. So it's really useful to be having the basic skills of coding, no matter what was the languages. But of course, you have to choose what is the right language for you, what is the most one is used now during those years, what language that will be lasting at least for the next 10 years, because it's also, as it's important in your daily life, in your work also, it's really important in finding new opportunities in the future. As you see, all the fields now requiring some basic coding skills. It's not only the technical, as I said before, it's even for business, for banking, and everything. You need those skills. And as much technical skills you add in your CV, as much an opportunity will open for you with better jobs, better environment, better income, and better understanding for the things that around you now. So it's really important to understand those things, especially how everything is working, how your mobile phone is working, how your computer, and how the software is working, what is inside the back end that you don't see it. So I hope that my presentation has motivated you to start learning and searching. So you'll see my email in the comments if you need or you have any questions. Also, you can connect me on the LinkedIn, so shares for Rihab Yakoubi. And also, I would like to share my blog with you if you need any working advice on how to create your CV and all those things. So you can just take a look, and if you need anything, you can always contact me. Thank you so much. See you, girls.